So Noah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, just to start out?
My name is Noah Gundersen. I'm a Seattle singer-songwriter. I make music and play songs for people for a living.
Cool. And you just got done playing 2 sold-out shows at the Triple Door, right? That's rad. What else has been going on, kind of as of late? I know you just put out a video today. What kinds of things have you been working on?
I've been touring a lot the last year, and this summer is more of a downtime for me and the different parts of my band. We'll be releasing a new record in the next year, and then doing extensive touring on that. So not a whole lot going on this summer, but enjoying the time at home.
That's awesome. I was lucky enough to see your home. Like, you have such a beautiful, beautiful home. How has kind of the location affected the way you've been writing and composing? I mean, even actually a little more insight about your writing process too would be great. I'd love to hear about that.
Well, to be honest, I haven't done a ton of writing at my home, which I moved to in January. Mainly just because I've been gone so much. I don't write very much on the road.
Yeah.
But it's a bigger place. It's by Lake Washington. So the setting is inspirational, and just having a little more physical space to make noise and create is really nice.
Yeah, definitely. When you're in a smaller space and you're sharing with somebody, it's pretty hard to kind of have your own time outside of your head. You know? I've heard some songs that you've written, like Cigarettes, Caroline. Those have been like big songs as of late, and I think you've probably talked about some of the stories for those songs. But are there other interesting stories maybe you haven't talked about with some of your other songs?
I try not to talk about stories behind songs.
Really? Why not?
I think it's more important that the listener take what is meaningful to them out of the song without the context of what I wrote the song about. So sometimes there's a loose story behind something, but I try not to be too intentional with sharing meaning behind the song.
Because you want the listener to have their own story.
Yeah, I want the listener to have their own experience. I don't want my preconceived ideas about what my art is to get in the way of their experience.
Have you ever intentionally written a song for somebody when they've asked for a song or anything like that?
No.
No.
Actually, yes. When I was like 15 years old, I think, and it was for a girl.
Nice.
That was about.
Wow, I don't know anybody who's ever been there. Jeez. So you mentioned that you got another album coming out. You said sometime next year. What can we expect with that? What instrumentation? How has it evolved since your last record? I'd love to hear more.
It's still pretty stripped down, like my last couple EPs. The thing that's different is it's the first full length I've done ever under my own name, and so that's exciting. The process of making this record was a little more lengthy than the last two. We've been working on this record for about 2 years now, and it's been a process of recording and then scrapping what we've made and then restarting and etc. But the finished product is something I'm really proud of. I produced it myself. It's the least like comped and edited record I've ever made, so it feels pretty raw. It's hard for me to have as much perspective on it now that I've been working on it for about 2 or 3 years. But even still, after hearing it so many times, it's something I'm really proud of and excited to release.
That's cool. And you produced this one, or it's
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really cool feat. I feel like to achieve. Yeah, congratulations. But what I understand is you're actually producing other folks too, right?
I've started, yeah.
How's that kind of changing your lens of the song, or just the process overall?
I think it's helped me understand more clearly that everyone is at a different place in their creative process, and it's not so much about someone being at a better creative place than another person. It's really just about the journey of creativity, and
Yeah.
it's exciting and refreshing for me to be a part of someone else's journey for however short or long a period of time, and then to be able to lend an ear that has some perspective, because when you're in your own art, as you know, it's hard to have perspective on what you're doing because you're doing it at the same time.
Yeah, totally.
It's nice to be that for someone else, because I have experienced it from the other end and learned a lot from that.
Cool. That's very cool. I guess maybe we'll just finish out with, what are some records or just even some singles or songs that you've been listening to that you're like, oh, this is great, or kind of what's been on the A-track lately?
I've been listening to the new National record a lot,
That's good.
and the new Sigaros record.
Cool.
That's kind of what I've been vibing to.
Dolly Parton as well. And
Hella Dolly Parton.
yeah, I love Dolly. She's awesome. Cool. Well, thanks, Noah.
You're welcome. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it.